Hello everyone and welcome to Tailored Acres. I'm Taylor and I am a home gardener in Wisconsin Zone 4B. Today I wanted to show you all of my seedlings. A lot of them are getting ready to be planted out, so I thought I'd show you them before I get that done. One note is every single seedling that you start inside needs to be hardened off. So make sure that you do not forget to do that. You'll have a lot of sun scorch and shocked little seedlings if you do not harden them off, and that will stunt their growth. So, very important note to start. I have also planted out my ranunculus, my sweet william, and my lisianthus so far, which are all cold loving little seedlings. So let's get started on what we have out here then. So here we have my snapdragons, and I was a little late on planting these out. I would prefer them to be a little bit bigger, but these are going to get planted out shortly here. And then we have onions and shallots, and I love these little reusable containers for these. These separate super easily. They don't care if their roots get disturbed, so it's a great little way to start those. These are my soil blocking experiments for the year. So word of caution, the first day I had these out, it took flight, and this was like all the way over there. And I had seedlings all over the place. So I recovered them, luckily, but just a note to secure them if they're out on a windy day. So in here we have snapdragons and sweet william. And then this one, we have some rudbeckia, which takes a long time to germinate. I didn't do that soon enough. And then I also have my brassicas, which they aren't putting on too much growth here, but you can see there's a couple leaves here of new things. So my experiment for this year, and these are going to go out in the garden shortly here too. Then we have foxglove, and this is both seed save foxglove and I think it was Excelsior. Yes. So those are looking really good. I did forget these out on a night that was my temperature gauge said 21. The one from the Weather Channel said it was like 26, but these all were like frozen and they recovered really nicely. I mean, that's why they kind of look sad in a few places, but oh, I got so lucky on those. The onions were also out for that, and this tray. So everything survived, thank goodness. I was so devastated. So in this tray here, we have lisianthus, and this was from a greenhouse, and it's so much bigger than mine, but it was I believe I got the blue one. Oh, purple. I thought that was really pretty. So I couldn't resist that. I also got leeks from the greenhouse because leeks are really expensive, so I wanted to give those a try this year. We got Alaska daisies, we got Heliopsis, we've got pearly yarrow, more Alaska daisies, there and there. More pearly yarrow. This is also summer berries yarrow, and I do have some of this out in the landscape already that I planted last summer. These are looking really nice. More pearly yarrow, crazy daisy, which these look a little sad too. And then I also have penstemon here, which I love that purple leaf. So that's everything that I have hardening off right now outside. So we'll head inside next. Inside here on this table, I have two different things going on. One of them is I'm pre-sprouting my dahlias, and the other is I got these rose clippings from a friend that I'm going to try to propagate. It's from her great-grandma's rose that is over 100 years old. So I'm really hoping to get those. There are a few roots already developing. I just have some in water right now. I am going to put some rooting hormone on these and stick them in some dirt with a humidity dome over them soon. So as you can see here, we have some growth on some of the dahlias. This one is getting huge already. So we'll see how that one progresses, but I do have some of the ones that were early sprouting potted up already. So those are going good. And then I have my grow lights on 12 hours a day for these. So to go along with my onion seedlings, I did also get these little onion bare root starts that I'm gonna do a comparison on. These are also Walla Walla. I need to get those in the ground real quick here. So that's that. And then I also got 4 different tomatoes from the greenhouses this weekend. So Wisconsin 55, I believe I got Sun Sugar, that's my favorite cherry tomato. They're so sweet. I got a big boy and a beef steak. Yes, a beef steak. So those are looking good. I need to get them a spot under the grow lights though, because those will be way later before I get them out in the garden. So I apologize for the flip video, but there's no other way I can get all this in one frame here for you. So this is everything I'm growing right now. So I'm really excited to show you all the little plants that we got going on here. So we'll start at the top here, and this is a rosemary that I started from seed direct sowing in the ground last year, just as a let's see what happens, and I dug it up last fall, and it's still putting on new growth, so I need to harden that off and get it outside again. I kept it alive somehow. I do have some snake plants rooting there in water, and then these are coleus clippings that I took last year. So I had them in water, and then I did plant them up, and they're looking really good. Well, really good for how old they are, but I need to clean up some of them. And then also over here, hang on, my mom had done this one, and it's just gigantic. So she rooted hers right away, so you can see how much bigger that got. But I'm going to take some clippings off of some of those and root them as well, just to see how that does. And these were like gigantic and so beautiful and bright, so we loved that one. And then I also have 2 spider plants that I propagated over here that are going to be part of my porch pots this year. So, all right, now that we're over on this side, these are cucamelon, which are tiny little cucumbery, lemony flavored things that are delicious. We have our goodness, what is it called? It's totally blanking. Celery, there we go. So that's a new one to me this year. We got our sweet peas, which I need to get outside to harden off as well. So these are just for flowers, not for eating. And then we have our peppers. I have pepperoncini and red bell. And then way back here, I've got the ground cherries. So those are my son's favorite. But they are prolific reseeders, so beware of that. All right, so then we're on down to this one here. So here we've got straw flower, and I did not get any of the tall double to germinate this year, but those seeds are probably like 4 years old, so I'm thinking that's why. I did also have an issue with the silver rose straw flower. I'm not sure why that is either. So got some king orange and some apricot, it looks like, for this year. And then we got some Crispidia to germinate. Those are the pink paper daisies. Those are looking really good. And then we finished with Cosmos in here. So we got Fizzy Rose, we got Cupcake, Blush. We've got, what else here? Just a Dwarf White and another Blush and an Afternoon White. So the Afternoon White are these ones. They actually look the best. So I'm really excited about that one. These are all for cut flowers, and the Afternoon White came highly recommended. And then I have some of the marigolds. These are, oh goodness, Colossus Red Gold. They're my favorite. They're just like a cloud of flowers. So the only marigold that I really care for, and I'll get some of those in the garden this year. All right, so we're on to the next one. So these are geraniums, and I have salmon and coral. Those I started obviously from seed. Then we have some chocolate cosmos, which do make tubers, so you can save them over winter. It's a little bit different type, and they do smell like chocolate. We saw some in a greenhouse this weekend. It's pretty cool. But those only came with like 5 seeds in a pack, so pretty high risk. And then we have dahlias from seed. So these will be a mystery what they look like. I'm really excited for these. I hope I can make it happen. So those were from the double dahlia mix that I got. I did not get any of them that I seed saved to germinate, unfortunately. They probably just weren't viable yet. All right, so then these are the mahogany splendor hibiscus, and these things get gigantic. Like, it's crazy to me that this can turn into like a 4-foot plant. That's just gigantic. So then we have some sage. Then we have no germination on the silver asters. We got a couple of the violet to go, and then the salmon Jana are my absolute favorites. So we got 12 of those started. And then we have some anise hyssop, which I'm excited about this year. I may make some tea out of the leaves. We'll see how ambitious I get. And then we got Fama White and Fama Blue Scabiosa, which may be a perennial here. We'll find out. And then we have some blue fescue grass, which I don't know if you can see that or not. I grew a bunch of this last year. The bunnies absolutely loved it, but they're leaving them alone right now in my garden, and they look gorgeous. They're just that blue foliage color that adds a lot. All right. Gotta make sure I get all these pushed back. There, they always get stuck on the last rung. Okay, so the last tray on this level, and we're on our way here. So these are all the celosia. I think this is flamingo feather. I didn't label them. Yeah, good job, Taylor. So then we got ruby celosia, we got purple, we've got sylphid, yeah. That's a new one for me this year. They're just kind of like a little plume, and so those ones are looking pretty good. And this tray did get dry, so you'll see some croaked over. Oops. So then we got Selway terracotta, white, and then we're on to the Gomphrena. So we got strawberry, we got a GIS mix, we got salmon. This one looks kind of weird. I don't know what's going on with that guy. And then I got one of the orange to germinate, which was a problem with those seeds last year, so I assumed it was going to be even worse this year. Okay, next we have Status. So this is the Forever Silver. That was my favorite one. It was just like a really nice bright white. Obviously it goes with just about anything. We got Pacific Status, which is a mix. We have Apricot Status, which I also had issues germinating this year. We have Blue, and we have Apricot. Oh, stock. Apricot stock. Okay, I'm like, I didn't plant two right next to each other. I would have noticed that. We got two other varieties of stock. I can't remember what they are. They're all like a pinky, creamy, whatever. So these were supposed to be the branching type of stock. So those probably need to get out soon too. I can probably start hardening this tray off actually. And then we have Frosted Explosion grass. I love that last year. Added that sparkle. This, lemon or whatever it's called. I did finally get some to germinate, but I don't know. It's not doing so good. It's crazy. And then in the back here, we have some decorative kale. So I'm going to be using that for the fall, hopefully, but you start growing it now. So that's like the rosette kind of looking, whoa, decorative kale that flung a takeout. It's like the status and stuff is so low. This light's probably even a little bit high for them, but it's like there's such low clearance under there. It's funny. I do that like every time. Oh, there it is. So then next we have some that, oops, I just planted. Should have been watching what I was doing. Okay, so I had some extra spaces in this one. So I just planted some zinnias in here. And then we've got more flamingo celosia because I wanted to make sure I had some in case that one that wasn't labeled wasn't that. And then I got cinnamon basil and Mrs. Burns basil, which is like a lemony color. So those are looking really good so far. And I am going to direct some more, but I wanted to have some started so that hopefully it makes them produce a little bit earlier for me for my cut flowers. And then I've got some Rudbeckia Indian Summer. Rudbeckia is hard to germinate, so I'm still working on that one. Then we have some Magic Single Feverfew, which looks like it also has not germinated. And then Rudbeckia Cherry Brandy, which looks like I got 2 in 1 so far. That's not very helpful. And then some of the Rudbeckia Cherokee Sunset, which I have a couple that germinated, but that was really old seed, so I didn't hold much hope for that one. So this tray is all cooler flowers except for the zinnias, but these can detach, so those will stay in here. Well, the rest of them go out, and the celosia won't go out either early. This one is also cool items, so unfortunately, I killed the verbena. You can see them like shriveled up here. So there were a couple that made it, and then I reseeded this. We'll see if it does much. I haven't decided if I actually like the verbena bonariensis yet. It's such a like stringy with a poof of flower. I'm not sure. I just got to try it for myself, but I know the pollinators like it, so I wanted to grow some. And then I've got the Virgo Feverfew, so that's all looking really good. And then some of my Magic Single Feverfew from last year, actually almost all of them survived, so I put that out into the landscaping and hopefully they produce this year. And then I've got some Dusty Miller here, which is I think it was like Cascadia. It's a new variety this year, and it's supposed to be taller for cut flowers, so I'm really excited for that to have a blue foliage for those. And then we have Delphinium, and I just unloaded an entire pack that I had gotten from Home Depot into here, and we got some spotty germination, and some of them, this tray got dry, obviously, and died, so, you know, gotta always stay on that watering. So then here's some more experiments with soil blocking. In this one, I have Swiss chard, rosemary, basil, I believe, and cilantro, which not having good luck on germination of that. Looks like I got 2 Swiss chards so far, but I didn't do that one that recently. And then I have some zinnias over here too, but they were ones that I seed saved, so will be spotty germination. Anyway, I think I had like 25% germination on my test. And then in this one here, and I really like the mix that I did. I did half cocoa coir and half of the Pro Mix all-purpose, and it's been working pretty good. Like, you got to be careful when you water. You see I lost one there, but otherwise good. And these need water like once or twice a day. It's crazy. So I have Celosia, Rebeckian Status, which the Rebeckian Status haven't germinated yet. That's what I'm struggling with in the soil blocking, is figuring out germination. I should have covered it better. I did have a cover over it, but you know, some of the stuff germinated and I didn't want it to get moldy, so tough. Got to figure that out for next year. So I got Cosmos here. You can see I got like 2 germinated, maybe. That one there looks a little sad. Maybe try it out. And then we got 2 rows of basil and then some straw flower, which looks pretty happy. So that one, and then last one here, we've got on, let's see, Nigella. Sorry, the label is like way up under the corner here. I didn't think that one through. Goodness, Bachelor Button, Wheat, and Orlea. So these were ones I direct sowed. I just wanted to try them in here too. The wheat was probably a poor choice. That's like gigantic already. And then we've got Cress, Blue Plurum, and then I don't know what the other 2 are. I can't read it. So yeah, so those were all direct sow things that I did, but I just wanted to try them, what they look like in here. This Cress, that's my problem that I had last time too, is like it just gets so bendy and weird starting it inside. So I'm glad I started them outside too. And we're on to the last row. So this is the cucumbers. I'm growing both Space Master, which is like a bush cucumber, which is exciting, and then pickling cucumbers too. So those are started in here. And I do like starting them inside. It just gives them that little bit of extra growth time and time to establish, and I've not had issues transplanting them. So I know some people do, and you know, to each their own on that. And then we've got some on the heat mat and the humidity dome. We've got zinnias germinating here. So we got some art that are up already, which is awesome. Looking good. So that's it for my seedling tour. I hope you had a good indoor grow season and are doing a good job hardening off your plants before you plant them out. All right, take care.